be careful. Eventually they tied it up. And that might have been a foul. In fact, it was on Justin Hubner.
Very, very cool defending. I'm sure you can call it that. In the end, it was, again, another near thing. Well, it was two deflections.
Came off Jordi Amat. Not that he knew too much about it. He was just trying to get out of the way.
Yeah, the first deflection off Sayuri and then to Jordi Amat and then the goalpost. They're very, very fortunate.
Jesus Casas, the Iraqi coach, as assistant for his own national team for 4 years, Spain. Also had a spell as number 2 in the English Premier League to Javi Gracia at Watford. Part of the terms of his deal with Iraq was that he based himself in Baghdad. He's got a lengthy contract and he's got a very talented, largely young team. Chastosky with the throw. Natik. Brahim Bayesh, little flick and a trick to get around Elkan Baggett. But it's pouched by Anando Ari, and Indonesia can breathe again.
Well, there's so many examples in this opening moments of, firstly, the willingness to attack, the confidence to play 1v1. It's always been a feature of the Iraqi players, particularly in the front half of the field.
Here's Marcelino for Indonesia. Crowded out in midfield. Might find its way through for Mohamed Ali. Big chance for Iraq. 1-0. Was not going to miss from there. And Iraq's main provider of goals scores once again. And the Lions of Mesopotamia lead Indonesia by 1-0.
Well, the only remarkable thing, Simon, is that it's taken 17 minutes to get a goal. It's been electric, the football here, to start this. And having put the two names together earlier in the match, it's another combination of the two players from either side. Mimi scores to make it 1-0 for Iraq, but it was Ferdinand who lost the ball in the contest on halfway. And Iraq, as they've done in the opening 17 minutes, as soon as they win the ball, they look forward. And most of the time, they're looking for this guy, Mohamed Ali. And he does what he does. And Iraq are away. A stunning start to this football match.
His 20th goal for his nation. And Indonesia trying to hit back straight from the kickoff. If Marcelino controls that, Iraq were in a bit of a spot to bother there. Here is Marcelino, who's not played so far this season for his club side, Dinsa, in Belgium due to injuries, but so important for Indonesia tonight. But they've got to keep the back door closed as well. This is Ali Jassim, trying to float it in, held up initially by Jordi Amat and eventually settled down by Anando Ari.
Well, they've played with great enthusiasm to start this game, Indonesia, but gee, they've got to tighten up now. They've really got to dig in, link arms, and see off this onslaught. In the stands, the majority are supporting Iraq, and they're letting Asia know it at the moment. Enormous noise here.
Shin Tae-yong has had regional success at club level. He coached Songnam to the Asian Champions League title all the way back in 2010. And he's already had some success with Indonesia, guiding not just their senior team, but their under-23 and under-20 team. He's already had some success within the finals of their respective Asian Cups. The first Indonesian coach to do that. And they've very much taken a page, Indonesia, out of Vietnam's playbook. They saw the success of Park Hang-seo and thought they'd go for a Korean as well. They are chasing the game. And Iraq looking menacing. There's no foul there, though. And here's Elkan Baggett, who got beaten in the challenge by Muhammad Ali for the goal just moments after he made that wonderful tackle. It's Ali who's got a bit of a problem here. Just got a kick from Justin Hubner.
He was very effectively sandwiched between the two intending Indonesia defenders. What a start to the tournament by this superstar player. His ability to glide past players is quite amazing. The quality of his feet. Sublime finish. All the hard work was done. And he's been causing trouble since kickoff. Indonesia have been able to hold him off till now.
Still just 23 as well, Muhammad Ali. Plenty more to come from him. He's had stints overseas already in Portugal and Qatar and in Greece with Ari. He suffered an ACL injury during his days in Europe, which brought that to an abrupt halt. He's now back in Iraq playing for Al Shorta. That is a hero at the moment to those Iraqi fans. As Jordi Amat sends the ball long and over the top for Asnawi on the right. Indonesia's turn to attack. Little touch by Marcelino. Rafael strikes, surrounded by white shirts. And eventually Iraq sorted out thanks to Amir Fowd.
Yeah, well, there was a slight moment there where Indonesia looked like they were through. It's a beautifully deft little touch from Marcelino. Outside of his foot, just to keep the ball moving, to keep Iraq's defenders guessing. And they just couldn't quite take it to the next step.
Well, those Indonesian fans just loving being back at the Asian Cup. Southeast Asia heavily represented in this year's expanded tournament, of course. 24 teams. Thailand and Vietnam and Malaysia here as well. Here come the Iraqis once more. Right-hand side is Hussein Al-Haidar. Little angle ball by Zidane Iqbal. And out for a throw it goes. Of Hubner.
The danger is coming from all points of the compass for Indonesia. Fast attackers. Comfortable on the ball, good dribblers.
Al-Haidar, not bad crosses either. He'll work its way through to Ali Jassim here. Trying to go around the outside. Had the ball gone out? No. Indonesia trying desperately to get out, but they can't do so. Zidane Iqbal trying to twist and turn his way past strike, but not able to do so. And the counter is on, but Iraq had numbers back. Here's Marcelino. That's really well played. On the overlap on the left is Arhan. The cross towards the back post. Oh. And Sayuri was just waiting for the ball to drop his way. It was an important touch, though, by Osama Jabba, which prevented the ball from getting through to him. These nations have played on 7 previous occasions. 6 wins for Iraq, just the 1 draw. That was the very first meeting all the way back in the 70s. Up but not completely away by Jordi Amat. Hubner gets better distance on his header. And Iraq will start again through Ali Adnan. Touch around the corner from Zidane Iqbal. They wanted the return ball from Al-Haida and then get it. No way through for Ali Adnan. And Sayuri is around the defender, and Iraq in a bit of trouble here. It's Yaqub Sayuri. Can they dig it out? Rafael Strike not quite able to do so. Natik too strong. And now the counter could be on the other way, but Elkan Bagat ensures that's not the case for Indonesia. It's end-to-end stuff. Now Arhan loses out. Iqbal. Turned back by Bayesh. Zidane Iqbal, born in Manchester, a former Manchester United junior. They've mixed Pakistani and Iraqi heritage. And he's chosen the latter for his international ambitions.
Well, as we saw yesterday, Simon, with Vietnam going behind against the might of Japan, it didn't send the Vietnam team back into their box. They managed to find a way back to level the scores, and Indonesia are not hiding from the challenge here. In the last 10 minutes, they've had 3 really promising moves into the Iraq half, and Iraq have had to really defend strongly in the end.
There's such a din around the stadium. Ali Adnan. Doski had made 30-40 metre run to the left-hand side of the penalty area, but that run was not rewarded. Al-Haida. Put it through by Amir Fouad. He is fouled again. It's good football by Iraq. Indonesia staying firm in their defensive block. Now they will look to spring forward. This is Strike. He has Marcelino alongside him, but he's forgotten to take the ball with him. And Indonesia had committed some numbers forwards to that attack. They may well be caught short defensively. Ali Jassim on the charge down the left.
In those moments when Indonesia break away, the physical disparity between the Iraq players and the Indonesia players as a general rule really takes over. For the time being, at least, Iraq have the lead and have played most of the aggressive football, but Indonesia have put them on notice once or twice.
That's one of the reasons, of course, why Shin Tae-yong has looked to the diaspora to bring in players of Indonesian heritage, but maybe a little more physical stature and certainly more experience. This is Amir Fouad, Ali Adnan. Fouad has spotted that run. Ali Jassim causing a problem, and the ball's still alive for Iraq here. Floated in nicely and headed just over the top by that man again, Muhammad Ali.
Well, it's excellent play this from Ali Jassim. He could easily have let the ball roll out, but in keeping the ball alive, and in fact there might have been an argument that the ball did go out, but the officials said play on. Indonesia had sort of got themselves ready to defend a corner, worry about their fallen teammate. Ali Jassim decided that he'll try the element of surprise, which very nearly worked. There's Baggett, Ahmad again, sorry, landing very, very heavily. Hugely experienced player with a huge fall to the turf here. Still getting attention.
Yeah, it was an awkward fall, wasn't it, for Jordi Amat, who represented Spain at under 21 level, but one of his grandmothers born in Makassar in Indonesia, which qualifies him. And this was nasty. Ouch. Right on the hip he comes down as well. He's back up on his feet, looking a little ginger. Actually played for Spain at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup all the way back in 2009 alongside the likes of Alvaro Morata and Isco, Koke. They finished third in that tournament, and Indonesia will want him back ASAP. If he's able, of course.
Making his way to the near touchline. There, I'm sure he'll declare his readiness and then will be invited back onto the field by the match officials. Very important experience, quality he brings. We've already seen Othman Baggett has intervened to save the team. Ivan Jenner, Justin Hubner in midfield, providing necessary physicality. The first 30 minutes has fairly flown by.
Jordi Amat is back with us, taking his place in the middle of that defensive line for Indonesia, which has had to soak up a fair bit of pressure from Iraq. Teague also almost showing too much of it to Marcelino. He's telling his players to communicate. I think he's blowing kisses to them. Iraq going over the top, and the bounce has just beaten Zidane Iqbal, or rather Ali Jassim. Seems quite happy with what he's witnessed so far. Yeah, Jesus Casas.
And can he successfully emulate the archetype which has been set for him? Felix Sanchez at Qatar. That's the model that has been appropriated by the Iraqi FA, which was great 4 years ago for the Asian Cup. It didn't quite work out for the home World Cup.
Marcelino drawing the attentions of Brahim Bayesh, and winning his team a free kick.
You get the feeling that Indonesia have ridden that storm, that initial storm after the goal was scored, and of course the barrage that they faced before then. The game has stabilised a little bit. Iraq's still looking very, very adventurous and dangerous.
It's the right idea by Baggett, but a little too much gas on that one for Marcelino.
But the body language of the Indonesian players, they look like they feel like they've got a little bit more control now. It was so frantic to start the game, and they were willing contributors to that. They were bombing forward, had that chance to hit the crossbar. The score was still 0-0. They do need to watch it, that they don't ruin the fantastic work they've done to claw their way back into some sort of parity here. Not on the scoreboard, importantly, of course, but the way the game's going, they're digging in and they're fighting hard, and it's great to watch.
Natik sprays it out towards Al-Haida. It was tightly watched by Marcelino. Indonesia's youngest ever goal scorer, Marcelino Ferdinand. Goal against Nepal in the Asia Cup qualifiers in January of last year. Farhan can't tackle from behind these days. This is Indonesia's 5th crack at the AFC Asian Cup. They've never been out of the group. Real up and under for Baggett to sort out. Strangely, they are the only Southeast Asian nation to have ever played at a World Cup, which they did all the way back in 1938. And they were known as the Dutch East Indies. Only played the one game in that particular tournament. They lost and they were sent packing. Such a passionate football region. And if any of the teams from Southeast Asia ever make a World Cup again, Andy, I don't think they'll have stadiums big enough to accommodate all the supporters, because they love their football.
They do, and the region is most certainly developing, professionalising, sophisticated structures coming through. Important that the domestic leagues are fortified. The more that happens, the more the national team will thrive, and that massive population and fan base will come along for the ride. They're not going to need a lot of encouragement, I think it's fair to say.
Al-Haidar. Farhan getting back in the nick of time. This is Hubner. Now Jordi Amat. Ridder. That's better football. Jenna works it wide. Sayuri is in position for the return. Indonesia on the attack. Sayuri through the legs of the defender. Marcelino! Equalises for Indonesia. What a sensational move that was by Team Garuda, and their fans are in ecstasy here in Doha. 1-1.
Well, it's 24 hours later, but it's such a similar story. Japan, Vietnam yesterday. Indonesia rising to strike Iraq 24 hours later after going down by a goal. It's a sensational piece of play by Jakob Sakuri. The ball across the penalty area was tantalising, utterly brilliant pass. And arriving is the boy wonder, Marcelino, on the far post, who thrushes the ball into the roof of the net. And he sends the Indonesian fans into complete ecstasy here. You could be forgiven for thinking the stadium is full, because the noise is incredible.
Look at what it means to those supporters, and indeed to Shin Tae-yong. What a moment for Indonesia, their first goal at the AFC Asian Cup since 2007. And Iraq are stunned. But it was a terrific team goal. They built up beautifully through midfield. And that's lovely bit of invention from Jakob Sayuri, setting up the chance for Marcelino.
Sayurinya di kanan, memang bek kanan. Lamun si Asnawi tadi ngopernya kuahnya.
Well, I promise Simon I won't do this again. 3 times is enough in a half. But putting Muhammad Ali as a name next to Marcelino Ferdinand as an Indonesian name, the two starlets have done the business for their teams. What a wonderful comeback from Indonesia. They'd clawed their way back. They were looking oh so wobbly after Iraq took the lead. They found a way and a belief to stabilise themselves. They worked really hard across the field to close Iraq players down and not give them a free passage.
Bahaya di band lain nama makan skill. Nyen YouTube-nya nyar deh. Di band kan makan game tuh teka hapus-hapus.
And the game is set up so beautifully here again.
Kan ngomena tuh, bang buka, ah bangke di band atau bang buka mah. cuma kayak nonton.
What can Iraq do about it? They weren't expecting that. That's going to be a free kick. Foul by Hudna on Zidane Iqbal. The youngster from Wolverhampton Wanderers in England. Just been nominated for the Premier League 2 Player of the Month, by the way. Scored 4 goals in 10 matches in that development
Sorry bang
competition
kalau dibuka
in
terlalu
England.
kecilin ke band ya. Jangan lupa di share-share-nya,
Sat on the
share-share.
bench once for the senior team against Arsenal. And the impressive thing about that Indonesia equaliser, it wasn't just a hopeful ball forwards. They played through the Iraqi defence. It was sensational to watch. Here's Ivar Jenner, who was a part of it.
Yeah, well, the two European Indonesians playing in midfield have really helped, and certainly in that goal combined beautifully, Hudna and Jenner. But it was the Indonesian born and bred Sayuri and Ferdinand who combined ultimately to wow the crowd. It's the first time since we've walked into the stadium that the Iraqi fans have been quiet.
Well, Shin Tae-yong said that 5-1 loss to Iraq in November last year was a bit of an aberration. Blamed the travel and unfamiliar conditions. Of course, they played in Basra, hostile crowds. And he said it will be different tonight. So far it is, and they could be in again here. Marcelino, who's taunted the Iraqi defenders at times. Wide it goes. Arhan's cross towards the near post, and they were queuing up the Indonesians. Sayuri wasn't too far away from getting a toe on the ball. Now they've got to scramble back. And there is Sayuri all the way back to make that intervention.
What a half he's had. I mean, they have delivered a great effort here. Central defence of Iraq, less than assured, should we say. Just dangling legs, no one really squaring up to the ball. And they nearly paid the price.
Well, remember the name, Marcelino Ferdinand. No wonder the European clubs came sniffing around him, even though he's still just a teenager. Took him away from his club side, Persebaya Surabaya. Whisked him off to Belgium. This is Al-Haidar. And Bayesh has got goal side and got rid of Arhan. Dangerous cross. Indonesia have not cleared it yet. Now they do, and the flag's up anyway for an offside. But Asnawi got a touch of good fortune there.
He just strays offside. The very impressive Ibrahim Bayesh. A wonderful change of direction. And then the danger caused. The front three is magical for Iraq, really. Both wingers, Ibrahim Bayesh and Ali Jassim, very, very tricky. Electric customers, and of course we've seen and talked of the artistry and the class of Muhammad Ali. It's a front three of which people should take note. But against them has been this fierce Indonesia football team, who are going on to prove that they're no mugs with the ball themselves. They're very capable of playing. Scored a wonderful goal and two or three other excellent attacks besides. Attention on that occasion for Ibrahim Bayesh, just too close, too much from Elkan Bagat, sitting on that yellow card. Needs to remain very vigilant not to transgress a second time.
Tidy work by Zidane Iqbal. There's a bit of room here for Al-Haidar. Seen out for a throw by Arhan. What a half of football we've witnessed.
You know, they do the draw for these tournaments and everyone's queuing up to see which is the group of death. Well, I'll go out early on this one. How about we call this the group of joy? It's been superb.
Yeah, the first half yesterday between Japan and Vietnam was the equal of this. Not quite so many goals here tonight, but the excitement and atmosphere has been electric. It's just a shame there's not too much more of it to run before the half-time break. Zidane Iqbal somehow wriggles clear of 3 defenders. That's a good challenge by Jenna. And Zidane Iqbal I felt a little bit deliberately on Jenna there. He stays down. Iraq continue. The shots fired over the top by Ali Jassim. And now the referee will check on the welfare of Eva Jenna. And I just felt the fall onto the body of the Indonesian looked a little bit deliberate.
Nhưng mà nó garangsang ơi.
Well, there's the sliding tackle. It's an excellent tackle from Jenna.
Well, maybe it's not as deliberate as it first looked.
I guess it depends on the angle from which you first see it, but it was a very, very important tackle. In the end, the ball swung out to the left, and Ali Jassim again was sending his defender into a spin, trying to stop the progress. Very disappointingly for Ali Jassim that once he'd made the space at a very tidy angle, he couldn't finish or get a shot on target. But Indonesia certainly could to equalise, and just watch it and enjoy it. This is the back half, obviously the important half of the move. This is where the money is made and the deals are done. Marcelino has come into the tournament with a huge reputation, and he's delivered in the first half of Game 1 of their Asian Cup journey. But the wonder of that goal started 5 or 6 passes before, and they really showed terrific composure to play through the Iraq team. And then it was just a bit of brilliance. Not just a bit, it was outstanding brilliance from Jakob Sayuri.
He's got a twin brother, Jans, who plays for the same club as he does, PSM Makassar, and might have been a part of this squad were it not for injury. Here's Jordi Amat, alive and alert from the throw. Asnawi busting a gut to try and get there, but trying to do so illegally. Just fending off Melchastowski. He played almost 2 minutes of the 6th additional. You could have added 10 on, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, keep it going. Really, it's been outstanding. I mean, we go into half-time now, and one of the questions that must be asked of Indonesia is their physical capacity to run out the match with this sort of intensity.
In towards Amar Fouad. Well defended by Team Garuda.
But they couldn't have done much more in this first half to garner the support of 180 million fans.
Jangan lupa di share.
Populous nation on the planet, totally in love with football, and will be completely full of admiration for this first half against one of the real champions of Asia in Iraq, who have massive intent for this tournament. It's been a scintillating first half of football.
270-odd million Indonesians, no doubt many of them watching back home, and their national team doing them proud. This is Al Haidar for Iraq, who started so strongly. They got their award from Muhammad Ali. They've got a free kick here. Excellent Brahim Bayesh. Just upended by the equally excellent Marcelino. And there's a bit of a war of words going on between Brahim Bayesh and Justin Hubner.
Going into half-time, we should also invoke Iraq's last match against Southeast Asian opponents, whom they have to play in this group stage as well, Vietnam, which was a 1-0 win in the World Cup qualifier in the 97th minute. So
Untung out.
They'll feel like they've been in this type of cul-de-sac before. Can they get out of it tonight? Well, they've played well enough to the eye to encourage their fans, but honestly, this Indonesia performance has been a major contributor to this excellent first half of football. Full of expectation, those fans.
Was tolong cek.
Could Indonesia fashion a chance before half-time?
Nice.
Rafael Strike trying to join in with the fun.
Nice through, talapung lah.
20-year-old striker who is employed by Den Haag in the Dutch Eredivisie. Although he's currently featuring a lot more for the under-21 team. Does 5 appearances for the senior side off the bench this season. Slung forward by Iraq, but not really accurately enough. Now it goes off the left boot of Hubner. The fans of Indonesia giving the Iraqis a run for their money in the stands as well. Throw to defend here. Ali Adnan with the fast bowler's run up, launching it long, but Baggett was there. Adnan again. All left foot, of course, but what a left foot. It's not bad. The goalkeeper makes a really good save. Hernando Ari to keep the scores level. Indonesia desperate to get the ball away. They've got a man down injured inside the 6-yard box. Ali Jassim goes on the outside. And a tap in for Osama Jabbar Rashid. And maybe with the final kick of the first half, Iraq have the advantage once again.
Well, brilliance from Ali Jassim. I mean, the match officials will be looking over this one, Simon, to see if the Iraq player down in the 6-yard box was interfering with any Indonesian defenders from that offside position. And there's the ball. It's a wonderful save in the first instance. That Indonesia can't clear the ball. Ali Adnan chops the ball beautifully. Indonesia still can't get it away. And the ball from Zidane makes its way to Ali Jassim. And the deflection from goalkeeper Hernandari falls at the feet of Osama Jabbar. And right on the cusp of half-time, Iraq look to have nicked their way to a lead.
That's his third goal for his country. The midfielder born in Kirkuk, the same city that produced a certain Yunus Mahmoud back in the day. VAR is, of course, going to check that. Muhammad Ali was the man who'd stayed down inside the 6-yard box. Shin Tae-yong just asking the question of the fourth official. And they will pore over the pictures before the goal is confirmed. But for the moment, Iraq have a 2-1 advantage. And Muhammad Ali, who scored the opening goal, of course, for Iraq, could yet turn from hero to villain.
Well, he's offside there.
Yes.
Because there's a touch as that ball is swung in.
Yes.
So there was offside in the lead-up to the play. Was there not?
Huh?
Well, because probably there wasn't a goal scored from that, they played on and Indonesia had a chance to clear the ball. But the assistant referee should have got that.
The goal, though, is confirmed And that is half-time. And what a half of football we have had at the Ahmad bin Ali Stadium. Indonesia have fought like tigers, but Iraq it is who have the advantage. Muhammad Ali gave them the lead. Marcelino with the equaliser, but that stoppage time goal from Osama Jabbar means that at the break it's Indonesia 1, Iraq 2.
Nunggu babak kedua dulu bang, kita setting lagi ini ya bang.
Wah, you lose. I will. Gotta make careful.
Bisa dong, jangan loncat aja, jangan loncat.
What is that?
Jangan mati,